Alright, so in this video, we're going to use one of the reciprocal trig identities to solve this thing. So instead of secant of x, I'm going to think of that as 1 over cosine of x. Alright, now I'm going to get rid of that cosine that's in the denominator. I'm going to clear the denominator out here. A little popular technique so that you don't have to deal with fractions. I'm going to multiply the entire equation by cosine of x. Okay, so cosine of x times 1 over cosine of x will just leave me with a 1, right? Because there was a 1 up top. And then on the right hand side, cosine x times this, that's going to be 2 cosine squared of x. All right, let's solve this thing now. A little funkier than before, I promise you. So I'm gonna get my cosine part by itself, divide by 2. This is going to be 1/2 is equal to cosine squared now. I can go ahead and take the square root of both sides. So square root. Okay, I'm going to get, on the left side, I'm going to get plus or minus square root of 1, which is 1, over the square root of 2. And then on the right-hand side, I'll just be left with cosine x. Now, over here on a little side note, what I need to do here, and this is something that you have to look out for. Like, I recognize it because I've done it so many times, but this 1 over root 2 part, we need to rationalize that denominator. So multiply top and bottom by root 2. Okay, that's going to give us a root 2 on top, and then square root of 2 times the square root of 2, that's the square root of 4, which is 2 on the bottom. All right. So this is really equal to plus or minus root 2 over 2. All right. So this is going to be the part that we're actually solving right here. Now, because there's a plus or minus version, we're going to have two versions that we have to solve here. So we'll solve, I'm right on the left. We're going to solve cosine of x is equal to root 2 over 2. And we're going to solve cosine of x is equal to negative root 2 over 2. So hopefully you realize that this is going to be for quadrants 1 and 4, and this one's going to be for the negative side. So where the x values are negative, cosine is x. This is going to be quadrants 2 and 3. So it's going to be all 4 quadrants here. So where does cosine of x equal square root of 2 over 2? That's the easy one. That's the one we should all remember. Cosine and sine both equal root 2 over 2 at the 45-degree angle mark, or pi over 4. So here, we're going to say x is equal to 45 degrees, but it's also equal to positive root 2 over 2 in the 4th quadrant. And the 4th quadrant angle for that, oh gosh, you almost had me. I'm pretty sure it's 315 degrees. So you want to use that special angles chart to get that. But yeah, 360 minus 45 is that. And then we also want the 45-degree angles that are in quadrants 2 and 3. See, so we already know that cosine is equal to root 2 over 2 in quadrant 1 right here at the 45-degree angle mark. We already found the 315 one right here, but we also want the other two. Okay, in quadrant 2, that's going to be x equals, 135. And in quadrant 3, 180 plus 45 is 225. All right, so here's your 135 angle. That's going to give you negative root 2 over 2. And if you find it in quadrant 4, it's also going to be negative root 2 over 2 at 225 degrees. Oh, cannot even see it, but I wrote it down there. I promise I did. I guess I'll give it out in radians as well here. Or this would be pi over 4, or this one would be 7 pi over 4, or this one would be 5 pi over 4, or this one would be 3 pi over 4. Okay, those are your answers in radians. Yeah, I would encourage you, go back and try to check your answer on this. It's not that bad. You know, you'd probably want to plug it into this equation. You know, square it and times it by 2. Hopefully you get 1 back for your answer. That does it for that one. Good luck out there, and don't forget to rationalize the denominator.